Skycurser.
Test, test. Looks like it's better this time. I think we're in much better shape. Wow, man, annoying.
Skycurser. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Okay, so yeah, I've been trying to slightly tweak the settings on my OBS, and thanks for bearing with me on the technical difficulties there. Chris, are you still here? If you are, could you please check out Twitter really quickly to make sure that if we just spammed Twitter, can you delete those for me? All right. Now, where were we? All right. I think where I need to go is to Google Drive. Chris, if you're still there, never mind, I got the Twitter thing. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm going to leave that alone from there. And from here we're going to tabs, and we're going to mission 2, enemy script. And we're going to see how far we got. So we've got everything highlighted that we got through so far the other night. And a couple other things that weren't on here actually. So we added, before this, we added the Mission 2 start text, and we added a placeholder for the Mission 2 start go sound effect. In addition, he does his mission start maneuver. He completes his maneuver. One Porsche flies across the screen in one of the outbound lanes. When the Porsche hits 50 pixels of the screen, the X position of 50, right now our screen is 320 wide. When he hits 50, then a stream of slower cars come right behind him. So, and then cars appear in the outbound lanes in rapid succession, acting like real traffic. Most of the cars are following at a safe distance. Each car placed independently should not be randomized, but should be programmed to appear to be random. After a discussion with Chris, we believe that it's okay that they're random as long as we can control them when we need to. So now we're going to add a timer for those cars because we want to do something when it hits 2 or 3 seconds. So after 2 or 3 seconds of outbound cars, then Guy flies over army vehicles entering the city in the inbound lane. So what's going to happen is those army vehicles are going to be at the bottom of the screen and going to be coming from the right to the left very slowly, but they'll be headed in the right direction. They'll look like they're driving to the right. So I think that's where we're at, and I think we can get started armed with that information. And so I think we're good here. Alright, that being said, let's go. We are looking at the controllers. There are rooms here. Room level 2 is here. And we have a step event here which calls the controller obstacles, and that only gets called once ever, which is perfect. Here's the controller for obstacles. It does an initialization. It sets some basic variables initially, and I'm gonna have to set some more variables in here. One of them will be a car timer equals 0, and then once we get to the step event and we're bringing in the cars, so instead of doing modulus 5, let's do modulus 3, and I think that's probably good. Every 3 steps, decide whether or not a car should come on board. If the car should come on board, then generate the obstacle. So we're going to do something right here. There's a vehicle step counter right here, and that's going to be independent. We're going to do something with that counter, and we're just going to make sure that that counter doesn't just run wild the rest of this level. So we'll just say every if argument 0 dot vehicle step counter is greater than or equal to 60, then just reset it to 0. And writing argument 0 every single time is getting a little bit tiresome, yeah, it could be much shorter, so I'm just going to do arg0 argument 0 across the board, return argument 0. Okay, so we added the car timer, and we'll do the same thing right here. arg0.carTimer ++, and we can do something similar here. I think what we'll do is what was our command here? 2 or 3 seconds, guy flies over army vehicles. So what we'll do is we'll do another generation of vehicles here, and we will actually, this is going to be good because we're going to modify this script a little bit to generate vehicles a little bit differently, because right now all they're doing is going direction 180. And instead of 185, so our screen goes from 180 to 320 by 240. So if we have 240 in terms of the y-axis, and we're at 185, the distance from there to 240 is a total of 35, and that bottom barrier takes up probably, just a guess, probably 10 to 15 pixels max. And so we probably have between here and 230 if we're going to pass that in. So we've got the vehicle object, the Y position, the speed of the vehicle, and I'm going to pass one more argument, and that will be direction. If argument count greater than 3, arg3 equals argument 3, and we'll put that up here as well just so we know exactly what it is. Var arg3 equals 180, argument 3 equals direction of vehicle. So take this guy, put him here, and now we can pass that in for these army vehicles. So I think what we'll do is put it right here. If arg 0, let me look at this for 1 second. Sure, this will be good right here. If arg 0 car timer greater than or equal to room speed times 3, then we do army vehicle generation. So we go var, let's basically do the same thing we did here. Thinking whether or not I can put this into a script, and I think I can, and I think we're going to want to, because we don't want to duplicate code. So the way to do that is create another script right here. Script obstacles gen helper. Let me just think about that for a minute. I don't think that'll work. So we're just going to force the user to pass in argument 0, and we'll basically grab a couple of things here. Actually, there will be more than just argument 0, so let's just pull this in and see what there will be. I think we're going to have to go. I don't really think we have to return anything here based on what I'm seeing. So we will have to pass something in though, and one more argument, and that will be the object controller obstacles. This guy will be argument 1. We will require both arguments, and playing Dirty Bomb. Tight. Alright, so here we're just going to pass argument 1. Actually, we will pass nothing. No, we'll pass argument 1. I think I'll go if argument count greater than 1. Come on, work with me. Then set argument 1, and then here we'll pass in argument 1, which will only be the army vehicles, and we'll choose a random speed. We gotta look at what all we can pass here. So we're going to pass the Y position, the speed, the direction. So we'll go Y position will be greater than 185 equals random range 186 through probably 230. That's a guess. And then var speed will be much slower than everything else. Vehicle speed equals, everything else is a minimum of 7.5. So I think these are going to be really slow actually, and let's say they are going random range between 1 and 2. Let's just see what that looks like. And direction obviously is 0. So we go Y position, vehicle speed, and 0 for direction. Okay. I think that will do it there. Argument 1 is here. I think, yeah, let's go ahead and set a default argument 1. Thinking. I think I basically have to pull this guy out and put him in this script, this argument right here, which means I'm going to have to modify a few things in here. But these are the default cars that can come through here, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have to sit as this argument right here. So argument 1, and then if you pass it in, accept it, and then pass it on to that script, and then we will just assume argument 0 is always passed in, and we can remove this at this point, because right now we're not generating any vehicles without calling argument 1 at the very least. And actually I'm thinking about this, these defaults almost need to come over to the script now, so let me think. Yeah, let's do this. Cut, paste. How do you stay motivated on working on a game? I'm always hyped at the start but lose motivation midway. That's a good question, man. I think the key is not to go it alone as much as you want to. When I started doing software development in general, I always thought I could do it by myself, and I learned a lot in each process, like why a certain project would or would not work, but I eventually realized that I just couldn't do it by myself. Yeah, Chris, I do think having a team helps, and so that's kind of what I'm saying, is that we are all able to keep each other motivated, and we're all able to focus on what we are really interested in. I'm really interested in development. Chris is really interested in sound and artwork. And so for us two, that helps us stay motivated. And Phil is, as I always say, good at literally everything else that's not one of those. He can do well, for sure he can do art and development, but he fills in the gap for us for literally everything else, and it's really helpful. But I would say one thing that Phil's really good at is hardware and marketing. Or I guess that's two things, but so yeah, that's been very helpful for us. But yeah, I think that would probably be how I would say that. And I think the other thing that I always think of is what's what's the hopeful like carrot at the end of the entire project? Like what are we going for? Are we going for like game development fame? Are we going for having a big name game development studio? Are we going for a big payout? Are we going to, in our case, we feel like we really want to make an impact in the arcade scene, so we are, trying to, that's our end goal. That's the carrot that keeps us moving forward, and we hope that all those other things just fall into place. Those other things that I mentioned, like a good game development team, people really wowed with what they see. Hopefully there's some sort of payout in there, but really those things aren't going to keep you motivated, believe it or not. You would think that I don't know, for me, I would think money would keep me motivated. If there's a big payout, money would keep me motivated, but I found that that's actually not the case. Like, I think the thing that should keep you motivated is a bigger answer to the question why, and you have to figure out what that answer is. What are you trying to answer with the game that you're making? It could be about just making a really fun game, or it could be about something deeper. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I know, man. School gets in the way a lot, but it's also fun to for me, when I was starting to do software development, thinking about the software project I was working on while I was in school helped me get through school. So alright, 0, 1, 2, 3 here, 0, 1, 2, 3, we can override where necessary. I'm gonna change, I can't do this. I think we literally practically steal all of this. So I do have my arguments off here. arg0 does need to be this. Var arg0 equals argument 0, which is the obstacles controller. And I think we just start at 1 right here, because obstacles controller is always going to be the same. It's always going to be passed in. And I got to make sure it's doing that right here, which right now it's not. arg0. Relatedly, I was on the phone with a marketing agency that's interested in helping us. They couldn't believe we weren't trying to get on Steam or iOS. Like, they didn't know what to say. They couldn't understand our motivation since it's not money. Love it, Phil. Phil, do you want to hop on Skype? Are you in a place where you could hop on Skype, or you can... I mean, you could just keep typing if you want, but if you got something to say. 1, 2, 3. And then I got one more here, which is 4. New to the stream, what are you coding on? Unity? No, coding on GameMaker, believe it or not. And I'll show you the game here in just a minute. I'm in a state right now where it will be broken if I try to play it, so give me just a minute and I'll show you the game. Vehicle boolean, this would be now arg2. Well, actually that'll get passed in, and this is literally just arg2, arg3, arg4, and that's still correct. I don't need to return anything. Everything should continue on as planned. But over here, I do need to make sure I'm accepting all these arguments, and I'm passing 3, 4. Sure, don't want to intrude. I'm glad you're asking, man. I had to be like, nah, we're going straight to the arcade. It's got to cost more than 99 cents. Yeah, dude, I love it. Love it. Yeah. Straight to the arcade, man. I love it. I'm actually glad, Phil, that you got a chance to talk to him today. I want to hear more about that conversation. And the last one here is argument. Actually, it's just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me make sure of that. Yep, I'm only returning the vehicle. Let me think about that for a second. Because previously I was only, argument 0 was the vehicle object. I guess if it was passed in, I don't need to return this here, but I think I was just doing that just in case I wanted it. I think it's fine otherwise. 0, 1, 2, 3. And 0, 3, 2. Direction is 3, 2 is speed. I might as well just make this a little bit more sensical. Argument 2, argument 3. The Y position is argument 1. I don't know why I'm doing it that way. I guess it makes sense because I'm pulling it here. Just gotta follow. Beta Particle Gaming, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the support. Very much appreciate it. Vehicle boolean, so I think I'm good here. Script obstacles gen calls this guy, passes in 4 arguments, which we are always expecting. 0, 1, I'll make this more sensical by doing just this. Vehicle chosen, and I don't think I'm using vehicle chosen anywhere else. I'm going to verify that. Next. Only using it one other place, so there's really literally no reason for me to create this variable, so I'm actually going to remove it and just call argument 0. And it made sense previously whenever I was doing this inside of that script, but I'm not doing that anymore. Now that's being done in this script. So, good. Alright, let's try this, and then one thing that we'll do is pass in, or we'll call that gen helper, call the gen helper right here, and then right here is where I wanted to call this other helper. And actually the gen helper just goes right here like this, and keep the timer counting right here, and then call in our 0, and then what is the vehicle I want to pass in. Let's go look at the object, and the object is an obstacle. It's a level 2 obstacle, an emergency vehicle, and it's going to be an object army truck. Cool. So, oh yeah, let's pass in a couple more. It's going to be, we do want to pass in a random range, so this is where we do the math on this one. So var y position equals random range between 186 and 230, and then var what are the other ones we need? I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head, and there's no need to do that, so let's go look. So we got the type, we got the Y position, we got the speed, which is going to be variable. So vehicle speed equals random range between 1 and 2, and direction is going to be 0. Bar direction equals 0. Y position, vehicle speed. I didn't just do v underscore speed because that could mean something else. Could mean like vertical speed, because I think that is basically a variable in GameMaker. Let me see, v speed. No, I don't see it, but I'm pretty sure it could be confused with vertical or horizontal speed. So I think we're good. I think that'll do it. Let's try it. Told me they could get us 2,000 Twitter followers a month. I was like, oh really? Sounds sketchy. That's what I was thinking when I saw some of that documentation you sent.
Skycurser. Mission 1. Death at dusk.
Okay, I got an error. Missing a particular argument, so I gotta figure out which argument that is that I'm missing. It's having a problem in the script obstacles generator with line 10. Let's look at this. Line 10 is here. It doesn't see argument 3 passed in. Argument 3 should be the direction of the vehicle. Apparently I missed that or something. 0, 1, 2, 3. This should actually be 3 here. So argument 4 should have a default of 180. That's interesting. So let's see what's passed in. Not 100% kosher to you, but it's not unusual. Yeah, I'm kind of side with beta particle gaming. In my mind, it's just like, what's the point? You know, if we have a solid 200 followers versus a flimsy, 2,000, what's the point of having 2,000 followers? It just, I don't know if you could put a dollar amount on followers like that. I think we could hustle a little bit harder ourselves just to get that personally. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing something. Illegal access of argument. Argument is not provided to script. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0. 1. I see. 2. Man, I had these all messed up for some reason. 3. 2. 3. I must have been copying and pasting in different places to try to get them all spelled out. Argument 0 is always going to be argument 0, so there doesn't need to be a check for it. So I think it was having a problem with that. That looks messed up to me. So let's go back and remove this board. Alright, I think we're good. Twitter is a process. So, Beta Particle Gaming, you're new here. Are you working on any games at the moment? What engines are you using? If you are.
Mission 1. Death at dusk.
Got another error. Still having problems with the exact same piece. I'm going to copy that. Take it over to Notepad. Just to make sure I have my hands on it. Illegal access of argument. Argument not provided to script. arg3 equals argument 3. I know what's going on here. I'm pretty sure. Let's go check. Gen 0, 1, 2, 3. There is a depth over. There is going to be a depth override problem right here. Especially if I have an army vehicle coming on board here, and lights might be in a little bit of a weird place. But I'm not so worried about the depth issue at the moment. I just got to figure out why argument 3 is failing. Agreed. If I knew they were going to do it the hard way, okay, not use any automation or spam tactics, I'd be down for assistance at some point. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't think you can get 1,000 to 2,000 followers in Twitter per month without having some sort of weird scammy thing happening. Alright. We're good. Let's go here. So we're passing in argument 0. Let's look at our flow here, because there's obviously something that's not firing the way it should be. So we're setting defaults which is why I'm a little bit confounded. And it seems like I'm having this error with the initial Porsche car. Yes, this is the problem. This is the problem. So I was trying to call this the way I had called it previously, and looks like I was just trying to cut straight to the chase. And I was able to do that because I just created gen helper. So if I'm going to call this directly, I think I should probably just pass in one more argument, which is direction. I think that's the last piece here, and it is right there. It was having a problem with this, and I thought it was having a problem with one of these down here. So let's hit play on that. Sup, 1111 Can. Not at the moment, just part-time coder doing Minecraft mods right now. Tight. Looking at Unity, but I'm not sold yet. I don't know if I want to code in C#. So C#, you probably use Microsoft Visual Studio, right?
Skycurser.
What's up, baby?
Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go.
Alright, let's hit reset. Oh, the army trucks were coming in. That was tight. Let's look at this again. Again, I think I'm going to have some depth issues on the army trucks based on my current
Mission
script.
1.
There goes the Porsche. There goes all the other cars.
Go.
Yeah. There's the army trucks. Ooh, look at that, man. Oh, shit. That's tight. Can't hit any of the army trucks right now. Look how many army trucks there are. I don't think we want that many, obviously. So we'll make the army trucks much more sporadic, or you know, quite a bit further in between. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a switch case on argument 1. Argument 1, object get name, argument 1, and we'll just have a case of case object army truck, and we're looking for a string here because our object get name returns a string, and default for everything else. And we will call this var modulus equals 3. I think I'll just do the default right there. And if it's army truck, we just do modulus equals probably 5, or I mean not 5, but probably 20, like 1. Like up to 3 per second, if it even hits 3 based on this Boolean check. So modulus 3, and then change this into modulus. Let's try that again. Cool game. Throwback to the 80s. Chris, are you hearing this? Beta Particles loving it. He likes 2D games as well. Yeah, man, that's our goal. It's we're going for a straight up arcade machine game. So we want it to feel like somebody missed this game back in the 80s or 90s and they're really excited to find it.
Stop. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go.
Here we go. So we've got a little bit of a problem with these trucks. They're actually doing pretty decent on depth. I'm not liking the way the trucks are doing variable speed. They should basically be mostly the same speed, and there's basically a problem with the script if they're going the opposite direction. So 185 minus the Y position plus 150. So we're passing everything into the depth engine and doing a depth override. And part of the problem is, so we're returning vehicle to here. Let me look at this. trying to remember exactly how I was controlling speed. I know I've basically got this speed property right here, but I was controlling it a little bit differently than that, and I was making sure that if the cars were running into each other, that they would stop trying to bump into each other. And I'm trying to see that right now, and I'm not seeing it where I expect to. I think that must be in the base obstacle. So it's not in here. I think it's got to be in here, in the base vehicle step. Yeah, base vehicle collision is where I'm doing this check. And if we run into the other vehicle, then do a dodge, and if dodge and other vehicle does not equal no one, speed up. And the problem is, other vehicle does a speed up, the current vehicle does a slow down. Grew up with those games. Cool. I think there's a market for it. If you you should do fine. Yeah, man. Interestingly enough, I think there is too. I think that's become more apparent to me. It wasn't apparent to me at first when we started working on this, but over time, we've had a lot of people come out of the works just talking about the game and how much they're excited about us doing it. So I'm really excited about it. Beta Particle Gaming, I'm only showing you the first part of level 2. Let me just play through level 1 real quick, and I'll show you that real quick because you're not getting to see the full effect here. I'm working on level 2 at the moment, so just scripting through it. And as soon as I'm done showing you this, I'll get back to scripting on it.
Mission 1. Death at dawn.
I'll let this play through for a minute. The menu screen, that is.
Skycurser. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
I feel like we're missing some scripting there. I'm not sure what's happening.
Mission complete. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Yeah, there we go. So that about does it. That's the game so far. Let's see here. So we've got a couple more things to add to the collision script, or at least to the helper that does the script object get object group. And one of those things is the new obstacle here, which is our army truck. Ha! JWit664, thanks man, really appreciate it. Object army truck. And I think that would be it for now. Oh yeah, very cool, I'd buy it. Tight, love it. R2, I think I added the pour shred here. No, I didn't. Add that up to the top here, since basically that's the first one that comes on. Army truck. Okay. The other thing is, yeah, love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. The other thing is, I'd like to decrease the amount of time that, before those army trucks come on screen, because it feels just a little bit long. So I'm going to decrease this to, let's say 2 for now. And so let's do that, and close this. I don't need this anymore. Let me look at our script for a minute. Was there, oh yeah, so let's try to fix the collision for those army vehicles, because right now they should almost basically all be going at the same exact speed across the screen. And I think I might even be able to fix that pretty quickly here in the vehicle collision script. And argument 0, I need to stub out what this script is doing, because I don't know. I need to write out what that is. So the argument that I'm passing in is the base vehicle object, apparently. Argument 0, right? And yeah. Script base vehicle collision. Argument 0 equals base vehicle step object. I should say base vehicle object. Yeah, base vehicle object. So, other vehicle would be discovered by argument place. What is argument 1? Apparently there's one more argument I'm passing in. I gotta discover that real quick. I think it's any other vehicle. Yeah, any of the other vehicles, literally. And the other thing I could do here is add that Porsche red in now that we've added Porsche red in. Object Porsche red. Thumbs up. All types of vehicle objects that are civilian vehicle objects. Arcades are unnatural with tablets. Yeah, that's what it seems like, man. So there's going to be some things there. We're taking a look at it. We're talking about converting it to other platforms, and we haven't made our decisions yet on exactly which ones, if we're going to. We want to keep our heads level and focus on the project at hand, which is to see this thing all the way through to the end, to get it in the arcade first, and then talk about where to go from there. So thinking, I think we're probably okay with the way we have it. Minus equals 1. Still thinking for a minute. How do I want to do this? If other vehicle is not equal to 1 and argument 0.dodge is equal to false, then dodge I think what I'm gonna do one more thing here, which is pass in the original speed. Let me think about that. Or just set the original speed in the base vehicle object, and when it's out of range of the other vehicles, then get it to slow down. So especially if it's the army truck, like I don't necessarily care about the other ones right now. I think they look fine the way they are dodging each other. Here's an object-based vehicle. We have a create event, which I think is passing to an init script. It is, so let's go look at that real quick. The init is right here. The image speed is here. We have no speed set, and that makes sense because we're setting the speed inside of the controller obstacle, the obstacles controller, and basically doing that in this script, or we're passing it through this script, and that would be argument 3, which is right there. And then in obstacles gen, we see the speed here. I think we'll do one more thing here, which is with this we will say vehicle.original speed equals arg2, and that way we can always fall back to original speed if there is no collision. Oops, didn't mean to click on that guy. We want to go to collision. And so the other vehicle speeds up. I think what we do is dodge equals false. So argument 0 is true here. sorry, argument 0 to dodge. Constant improvement and finish the job. Thank you. Agreed. Okay, so from this point we need to other vehicles not equal no one. Let's try this. Argument 0 dot original speed, and it's pointless to set the original speed on the other vehicle because if there is no collision right here, there's no reason to try to set original speed right here. This should take care of everything going back to its original speed. And we'll do one more thing here, which is switch and I'm debating. I'm not sure what argument 0 object get name is going to give me here. I think that's going to give me switch argument 1. Let's go object get name. Argument 1. Misspell that. And here we go. Case and object army truck brake, and then here we go. Var army truck equals false. If it is an army truck equals true. And say if army truck cool. Then only if it's the army truck, set it back to its original speed. I'm not sure what the error is right here. Case looks good. Brake, that looks good. Argument 1. What are you complaining about, Game Maker? Is it only you alone creating this game? No, that would be an incredible feat of incredible feats. It's myself and 2 other guys. You can read about the team in the section below the video player on the stream. So there's 3 of us total, and we just give a little bit of the bios of each of the guys on the team. Argument 0. Army truck, army truck. What am I missing here? Brake. Cool. Original speed. What is it that's wrong here, Game Maker? X. Paste. I don't know what it's complaining about. I don't see anything for it to complain. I'm allowed to say original speed if that's a property. All my braces are correct. All my parentheses are correct. Got a colon there, got a semicolon there. Looks good to me. I'm gonna hit thumbs up and see if it still has a problem. Yeah, man, it's about time for you to be out of school, right? Been a while, huh? And the last thing I wanted to do here was pull up the this guy and to add the check in here for Object Army Truck. Object Army Truck. HP less than 0 all the way off screen, and doing this is destroy. Still has a problem with this guy. Ah, got it. I was drawing a blank for a minute. I need to reset the speed and not just declare original speed. and not set it to anything. DeBeasley, bro, are you in high school, college? What are you studying? If you're in college. We might have already had this conversation. You might be setting game down.
Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Okay. Look at that truck down there at the bottom. Oh man, look at that. Oh, so the speed's going back to the original speed. That's interesting. That's cool. Obviously, the trucks are not ever going to go faster than Skycurser, so their speed should never go above what the speed of the road is. And the vehicle lights are on the opposite side of the vehicle, so we got to fix that. Okay. Okay, let's... I think I know what happened with the X position. I think what I might do with some of these vehicles is put all of the vehicles Y positions at the very max of the height, the very height of the position of the vehicle, or maybe very close to that, because it should basically be about the level of the tires, the Y position, and that way everything will basically sit exactly where it should sit. And I think the Object Army trucks point of origin is so far in the middle of the vehicle that you'll see a vehicle driving way down at the bottom of the screen like that. So I know what the issue is there. Right now, the vehicle just blew up the second I touched it. Obviously, that needs to be fixed. Additionally, we still have to work on the speed that's occurring here. Original speed is, here's what we want to do. Argument 1.speed equals argument 1.original speed. Maybe? Maybe not, actually. Because I don't have argument 1 inside of here. Oh, maybe I do. But I got that the speed of the truck was varying, which should not necessarily be varying. Army truck, modulus 20. And I should be passing that in via step. Army truck, speed. Oh, I am varying between 1 and 2. Let's just always make this 1. Instead of a random range, we'll just select 1. Just to see what that looks like. That should probably make it a little bit more stable. Oh, you know what? The trucks are actually going to go 180 as well. The direction is always going to be 180 for the trucks. I know what I'm thinking there. I guess this guy should probably be here. Direction I've got as 0. That's not correct. Actually, I don't need to pass it, because it will be 180 by default. Are you developing full-time? On this game, no, I'm not. In real life, yes, I'm a software developer, full-time. Software engineer. And it's not game development, it's software development, so mainly web-based software.
Mission 1. Death at dusk.
Got a bug. Speed, that original speed. So I had a problem with this guy. I'm wondering if that army truck got the base vehicle, and it is, it does. It should be inheriting properly, because I'm not overwriting an event there. Unable to find any instance for object. Oh, I didn't ever change that back to 0. I need to change that back to 0. Did not mean to do that. Try that again. Play. Got it. I was referring...
Skycurser. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Ah. So argument 4 is saying it doesn't exist in the gen helper, which is fine. I'm not passing it in. I don't know why I tried to set it. I guess... Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically I'm not setting it, but that should fix that so it doesn't try to run again. Tight, so you're a project manager? Yeah, as far as the game's concerned, you got it. I am not. This is all part-time. I do this in all my free time. And try to balance work and family too.
Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
These guys. These guys. So, I know what's happening. The collision. First of all, let's fix the lights so that they're on the opposite side of the screen where they should be for the vehicles, for the army trucks. So we're doing a X and Y position, and I don't know what this X and Y position is based on because we're working off of a script here. We're not in a step event. So this is probably argument 0.x, argument 0.y, and then what's probably happening is the step event on the, it's an in step event is controlling where the lights are going, and we'll make this opposite if argument 0 is object army truck. So let's spell this out. Argument 0 equals object base vehicle, and we'll do a switch. I should be able to go object get name here in argument 0. Var x position equals 7. Whoops. So we'll just override it. If it is case object army truck, and goes instead of case we'll go x position equals so we're going x position minus this guy divided by 2, and I think what we need to do here is instead of this, it will be argument 0.sprite width plus 7. Okay, so let's try that. we're doing an x minus and then minus 7, but I think it's going to be an x plus. Babe, can you turn that down a little bit, please? Argument 0.x x minus sprite width divided by 2 should get you back to the to basically close to the front of the vehicle. Let's go here. Let's do a minus. I know this is a little bit crazy, but let's try this. Minus 0 minus argument 0.sprite plus 7. Sorry, dot sprite width. Awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we are trying here. Trying our best. So if we go sprite width, let's say it's 100 sprite width, and we just add 7 to the end of that. You know, I probably do want to go divided by 2 here as well, because that would just go minus, and let's go minus here. And what I'm hoping to do is turn this into do I need that? No. Here's what I wanted to do. Yeah, so the GameMaker would let me do this math. I put a 0 in front of it. I could probably just go minus, but the thing is, I want to take this guy, put him up here, and if I turn it into a negative on the other one, it'll actually be a positive. So this guy should be 7. And go X position here. And I can remove these parentheses. The X minus the X position, and since this is negative, it should turn into a positive, and this will remain negative. I think at this point there's no need to go here with that one. Cool. I like the way this is shaped out. Let's see if this works for the army trucks. Let's see. Specs 1 argument. 4 provided. Line 7. Gen helper expects 1 argument, 4 provided, line 35. So I've got a problem with the way I'm calling gen. There's a problem in gen usually is what happens when I see an error like this. Yeah, and it's the way I'm referring to these, I believe, these arguments, so they should probably be referred to similarly. The square brackets versus the no square brackets is usually when I see that bug. So I accidentally changed that to argument 0 with square brackets, and I think that's what caused that bug. So let's see. Play.
Skycurser. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Okay, so I don't think I'm grabbing these army trucks correctly because they're still acting a little bit funny. Plus, the lights are still in a bad position. Didn't expect that. We're gonna have to do some debugging. Yeah. Okay. Tired? Speed plus equals 0.1. And that happens every step. So the problem with doing it this way is that I can't really control other vehicle if I don't have a collision. That's why I don't like instance place that much. Well, I mean, I guess instance place is about generally how I use it. We're seeing if the X and Y position collide with argument 1 in any place. Sure. Let's see. Other vehicle, not equal no one. Item 0 to dodge. Give me just a sec, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a 1 to 2 minute break. Be right back. Okay, cool. Back. Alright. Let's talk about this. So, if it's the army truck, then we reset the speed. But it doesn't matter that we reset the speed right here because we are also changing the speed right there. And the other vehicle is always going to be going faster. Once we start increasing its speed, it's always going to go faster. Thinking about that. I could do I could basically always force the speed of the army vehicle to original speed. And that would mean that as soon as it's done colliding, that it would go back to its original speed. Ah man, I don't like doing that though, because that could be problematic later on. Here we go. Let's try this. Argument 1.dodge equals true, and we'll do this only with the army truck. Hopefully this is grabbing the army truck. If not, we may need to try something else. We'll verify it. Object army truck. Brake. Take this guy and just set dodge equal to true here. Sorry, I set dodge equal to false. And we'll do something special with object army truck. Let's add an event. Let's add a step event and an action to go along with that step event. And we're just going to test this, and of course we'll say event inherited so that we don't lose what happened in the parent. And then argument 1.dodge. Thanks so much, man. Really, really appreciate it. Working on it, man. We're trying. Argument 1.dodge equals false. Instead of argument 1, this will just be if dodge. First of all, we'll check to make sure it's not undefined. If not is undefined, dodge, and dodge is equal to false. Then we'll do one more check here. And not is undefined original speed. Well, I guess we'll do speed and original speed. Nah, we'll just leave that. We'll just leave that alone. I won't worry about speed. Then we'll just say speed equals original speed. See how that works. Just for the army truck. It really is the most fun way to play. Right now, obviously, developing it on PC, so I tested a lot on PC. And I think we're gonna, you know, like if we decide to port it to anywhere else, we're gonna really think through how that will feel, because it's got to feel really good. But man, it is so fun to play on the arcade cabinet.
Mission 1. Death at dusk.
Bug. Base vehicle collision. I'm accidentally calling that I'm calling that incorrectly. Let's try that one more time. I meant to go argument 1. Try this again. Oh, the other thing is that I have to do. We say if instance exists, argument 1, because we don't want to try to set it if the instance of argument 1 doesn't exist. Gotta pop off. Got an early start tomorrow. Things are looking great though, man. Thanks a lot, Chris. Take it easy, man. Thanks for hanging out tonight. See you soon, bro. You built a retro-style arcade joystick to play MAME on my PC. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, so you have an arcade emulator on your PC? Sweet. So, is your arcade joystick JAMA compatible? Probably.
Mission 1.
Yes, maybe.
Death at dusk.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh man, look at those army trucks, dude. Look at that. I need to fix the collisions on these army trucks, and I will fix the Y positions. Look how good they are now, though. Obviously, the lights are still messed up. I do see a couple cars going backwards. This should not be. It's a little bit odd. They should slow down, but I don't necessarily think they should go backwards. I think what I'll do is this. I think I've got a good idea here for the collision. If speed is if other vehicle dot speed is less than or equal to 0.5, then don't let it go any lower than 0.5. Perfect. I guess I'm doing that a little bit incorrect here. I need to do that here. Argument 0. Argument 0. Argument 0. And let's go set up the collision for the army truck. I'm noticing that needs to be fixed. Weapons. Not sure, actually. I used the gut of an old gamepad. Nice. Alright, DS weapon map generate. And here's where we spell out how each one of the enemies is collided with. Yep. And I guess we'll do one more here, which is case object army truck. That should take care of that guy. And I think we're good there. Let me make sure that, yeah, he's already included in the group. That should fix the collision for the truck. And I want to give the army truck quite a bit more health. And I also want to make sure that when the army truck explodes, it has like 1 or 2 more of those explosions, so it's a little bit bigger. Alright, Beta Particle Gaming, thanks for coming in and having a good conversation with us. We appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon, man. Happy coding to you too. Or I guess happy project managing.
Sky. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's pretty good on the explosion. The explosion needs to stop where it's at and needs to go as fast as the road speed. So I think that's one thing I'm not doing that needs to occur. I think the explosion is literally just going as fast as however fast the vehicle is going. But it, especially for when they're going the opposite direction. Okay, so I've got an idea. Base vehicle init, argument 0 dot facing equals left, and for the other three vehicles, we'll make sure they're facing right. Add event, create. Let's go ahead and pull in the action here. We'll say event inherited, but we will also say facing equals right. Copy. Good. Do the same thing with the army truck. Add event, create, control, event inherited, and facing right. Add event, create, control, boom. Alright. There are some other ways we could do that, but I don't want to get too crazy on object inheritance. So, what we'll do is, on the explosion of those vehicles, I keep going there, but it's not there. Let's go to the script. And let's also go to where are we at? Collision impact? Nope. Let's go here. And it actually might be in the destroy event. Yeah, I think it's going to be in the destroy event of the base vehicle object. Let's see. No destroy event. Ground explosion is what I'm looking for. Explosion ground. I want to search that to see where it's getting called. I don't remember. Object, explosion, ground. Okay. Script, weapon, collision. Oh, this is good actually. If that hit point's less than or equal to 0, and it's going the vehicle speed, here's what we're going to do is we're going to change this if hit is equal to object army truck, or let's just say this, if hit dot facing is equal to left, then do that, right? Otherwise, else. explosion dot speed equals whatever the speed of the ground is going. But the other thing is, not everything is facing left. Oh, but we are literally addressing vehicles. So I gotta make sure I know the object name of the ground, which will be a background for level 2, and it is, I think it's background 1. Let's look at that. Yep, background 1, object background 1. So on that collision back here, let's do this. If hit is facing right and instance exists, and we're talking about the object background 1, then object background 1 dot speed, because the explosion, when it occurs, needs to basically stop where it is and go literally as fast as the ground is going. Unless it's going left, then it will be going faster than the ground is going and it'll look correct. But the way it's working right now, it's not looking correct on the explosion. So we're going to fix that.
Mission 1, death at dusk. Go!
Boom, that looks way better. Oh yeah, that explosion feels way more correct. Boom, boom. Okay, let's fix the lights and fix the Y position. Lights, 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 where are you? That's going to be here. So the lights need to be corrected here. And I was trying to do that with this, but apparently it's not working. Zero. Vehicle object. It is object-based vehicle. Zero minus. And it's basically the same calculation, X position. So it should be basically the opposite of that. Try this. X equals minus X position. Play.
Mission 1, death at dusk. Go!
tell so far. Still behind the truck. So it's set to be us. Alright. Thinking for a minute. What am I doing? Okay, gonna have to watch the compile window.
Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Okay, let's see what we got here. Nothing. It's not coming through at all. As that. So the base vehicle in step. So this switch statement must not be working.
Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Object type undefined. Undefined is the problem. Really? Really? All undefined, huh? That's interesting. Ah. Go object index there. Let's say dot object index here. That makes me think about the collision script And thinking about the switch case that I'm doing here, got object index here. Let's just make sure, force that.
Mission 1, Death at Dusk. Go!
Oh, there it is. Lights are out in front. And we'll do one more thing here, because I'm noticing the lights are just... Can't go down any further. I'm going to let Skycurser go down further on this board, because I think he needs to. Problem is I really can't see. There's the lights. The lights need to be probably about 10 or 15 pixels further out in front. Look, there it is. Okay. Can get rid of all these debug messages. And instead of here, we'll say plus 15. Let's just try 15. Try this. I don't know if I'll have an error from that or not. Let's see.
Skycurser. Mission 1, Death at Dusk. Go!
Ah, it's backwards. Alright, let's try that again. No errors, that's good. But obviously I need to go plus 15 here. And then turn it into negative instead of subtracting first. Alright, so I'm going to leave that alone. My computer's running slow. Not sure what it is. Go back here for a second. Right. Pretty happy with where that's at. I want to do a few fewer army trucks. Angeles is here. So this is still occurring pretty quickly. Let's do a full room speed. Every 1 or 2 seconds, see an army truck. The other thing I wanted to fix was where the army trucks are appearing. Because some of them are appearing on the outside of the barrier, and of course that's incorrect. So let's look at these sprites real quick. Obstacles level 2. I want to see where the Y position is on most of these. So I definitely don't like where that Y position is. I think I'm going to try to put it basically where its tires are. So we'll add like 15, 14, 15 is probably good. 15, perfect. And this guy's 22 high. 16, 17, 18, 17. This is going to be way better for them coming on screen. However, I may have a fault in where the lights are going to appear now, but we'll fix that if we need to. 15, 16 looks right on that one. 15, 16, yeah, 16. 17, 18, 17's good. 7, yeah, 27. And 18, 15, 16. And do the same thing for these guys. This guy's at 25, let's put him at 35, 45, 5, 42, 41, 41. 27, put this at 24, 23, 22, 21, 21. And ambulance. 28, 38, 42, 41, 2. Okay, so that should be way better and should prevent, you know, those trucks from showing up at the very bottom of the screen. Let's check that now. I think though we may be able to now let them go a little bit further south, depending on what it looks like. Let's just see first. Plus we spread out the distance for them. The lights though, the lights may be off. We'll see. We shall see. Seems like Game Maker's just slowing down on me in general, and it really shouldn't be. I guess I did modify a lot of sprites, so right now it's stuck on sprites. Ooh. Come on, Game Maker, why are you slowing to a halt on me? Here we go. And the change wasn't that bad, was it?
Skycurser. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Okay, so that's fine with what the cars are doing in the background. I really like what the trucks are doing right now. Yeah, this is way better for the trucks. We're gonna pull the, I'm noticing the X position is way off on me. Okay, so I'm gonna pull them down. I'm gonna pull everything down a little bit. So I think they're actually, I like the Y positioning a lot better of where they're at. So I think what we have to do is just move everything down. We're talking about scripts, obstacles, probably gen, and this will change. From 165 to 185, probably to 170 to 190. Let's try that. See if that doesn't look too crazy. And if it's an army truck, we'll move that down as well. $91 now to 235. I should probably fix that. Change this to 1. Not sure what to do with this guy yet. I'll have to figure it out, but we'll figure it out.